everybody, and welcome back to the Fandom Academy after our week off. This is episode 9, and I am joined by my two beautiful and brilliant co-hosts, CJ and Layla. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing
and
good.
Hi, Andrew.
And we have Andrew here.
Andrew saying hi.
Andrew Garfield in the room.
But I'm doing well. Got a lot to talk about. The Oscars. My favorite Marvel character has a show coming out next week, which is very, very exciting. I think it actually will release the day after we publish this, so that's pretty cool. Some other really good things to talk about. I'm hyped.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to talk about the Oscars, favorite event of the year. We got so many great moments, so many great wins, a lot of losses, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. But yeah, excited to be back after a very nice long week off, but very happy to be back.
Yeah, I mean, there was not really much coming out last week, so we were just like, you know what?
No.
Let's just take a week off. What are they going to do?
Our script consisted of the Thundermans movie. Nothing else.
Nothing.
Literally
There was
nothing
just
else.
Absolutely nothing. But yeah, like Layla said, the Oscars happened this past week. Well, time of recording this past weekend. And it was a lot of fun. I actually was able to see it in a theater. And I had my beer with me. I was getting a little tipsy. It was a great time. And so, yeah, with that said, Layla, I'll pass it to you and we can get into the Oscars.
Yeah, probably the biggest award show of award season. I'm kind of sad that award season is at a close now, but bring on next year. The Oscars are always a fun time. It really depends on the vibe of the year. I feel like that there's some years that the Oscars have been a mess, and there's some years that the Oscars have been great. There were no slaps this year. There were no wrong winners read out, so I think it went well. We'll talk about a few of the big wins first. So we'll go for the main categories. We got Best Picture. Who the fuck do you think that went to? Best Actor. Who do you think that went to? Best Supporting Actor again. Who do you think that went to? But what I really want to talk about is Best Actress, which was claimed by Emma Stone. I love Emma Stone. She is my mother. She raised me. I love her more than anything in the world, and Poor Things was amazing. However, there was another nominee in this category that I think everyone can agree should have taken home that Oscar. CJ, I'm going to let you talk about this one.
All right, and I want to make this preface. Anything I say, no disrespect to Emma Stone at all.
No, we love Emma.
Many times. Her performance in Poor Things, incredible. She is phenomenal. She's proven time and time again she's one of the best in the game. I love her. Her speech was really, really good. When she's talking about her dress being broke, iconic. I'm just and I just love her so much. But yeah, this should have been the Lily Gladstone. I've said many, many times on this podcast, she was the best performance, male or female, of the year. I know I always get kind of pushback. I said that in front of my dad. He's like, over Killian? And I'm like, yeah. You have to watch Killers of the Flower Moon to understand, but yeah. And this really had me shook. And this was something I was worried about because it seems to happen every year. I mean, look back at last year. Let's look at the best supporting actors from last year. 2 incredible nominees, both of color, and Stephanie Hsu and Angela Bassett. More deserving than Jamie Lee Curtis, who took home the award. And the debate is there between Lily Gladstone and Emma Stone. It has been. But, this was Lily's moment. She was phenomenal. And it would have been history. The Indigenous people is something that has honestly been glossed over for so long in Hollywood. I mean, there was a speech, I can't remember her name, from a while ago, where they just apologized. She made a speech about how Indigenous people were treated wrongly in Hollywood. I saw a TikTok about it. I can't remember her name. I wish I did.
I think it was for the guy who sent her to decline
Marlon Brando.
Decline the Oscar. Yeah,
when he declined the Oscar and had her go up there and accept for him because of how bad the Indigenous people were being treated in Hollywood and just in general across the United States. And Killers of the Flower Moon tells a story of an example of this, of how the Indigenous people have been constantly wronged by the people who invaded their land throughout history. And it's part of American history they don't really teach. I know I was talking to my sister about it, and she had no idea who the Osage people were. And so Killers of the Flower Moon teaches that story to so many people, and it's such an important movie. And the fact that it walked away with not a single Oscar is crazy, especially considering it's one of the best movies of the year. It was masterclass in filmmaking. Yeah, it was a little too long, but it was so good. The story was so gripping, and it's such an emotional movie, one that really angers you. And Lily Gladstone is really the forefront of that in that movie. She's the one that makes you feel all these things. She is perfection at its finest in this film. And I just think it's absolutely ridiculous she did not win this award. It goes to show the diversity problem that the Academy has had, and probably will continue to have for years and years. And it just sucks, man. It sucks. I know she'll be back. Lily Gladstone is an incredible actress. She has some roles booked coming up. She's a Hulu show coming out this year with Riley Cano, which looks really, really good. So I'm very excited. I know this won't be the last time we see Lily Gladstone on a stage like this, but it's like it should have happened right here. I feel like even you can kind of see when Emma won the award, she kind of even, I don't want to like assume, but it kind of even looked like she kind of knew.
She was shocked for sure.
It should have been Lily's. Yeah. And you could tell when she went up there, she's like, Lily, this award is for us. Like, she kind of knew. Yeah. But it just kind of sucked, man. My heart broke watching that. I didn't really pay attention to the best picture because of that. Because it was a penultimate award of the night. It was one I was scared of because of how competitive it had been in the circuit. I'm just glad Lily didn't get snubbed all the way like Stephanie Shu did last year, because that was ridiculous. At least she got her SAG award and she got the Golden Globe, which is great. But I really wish she would have gotten her Oscar.
I agree. Yeah, and it was one of those things like obviously I saw both movies. With Emma's performance, I feel like the argument there is just like the range in which she had to perform, from acting like a literal child, developing all the way into a full-grown adult. Obviously, that's complex in itself, but it does not, I feel like that in itself shouldn't be the deal breaker for her getting the Oscar over Lily Gladstone, who absolutely killed it in Killers of the Flower Moon. And I enjoy at least seeing her reaction to it being like, well, if this is me opening the door, then I'm going to stand here and keep that door open for my people, for the future, because I belong here. I know I belong here. And I just love seeing that.
And it's so crazy to think she was ready to quit acting, like, before she booked this role. Like, she was ready to be done. And what a shame that would have been, because her talent, and not only her talent, what she has done with her platform has also been incredible. Right. She has opened so many eyes in terms of certain things. Like, I saw an interview with her talking right before the Super Bowl, talking about the Chiefs, like the chant they do for every game, and how like problematic it is, and how cultural appropriation it is, and like how it's wrong, and how even the name the 49ers, which I actually didn't even know this, is kind of problematic too, because the gold rush did a lot of harm for the indigenous people. And then it's like her using that platform to spread this knowledge that they simply do not teach us. Like, never once throughout. I don't think I taught about like how wrong like Christopher Columbus, for example, was, how wrong he was to the indigenous people until my junior year of high school. And that was only because I took AP US history. That is the only reason they taught me that. And I think that's terrible. And I'm so glad we have people like Lily Gladstone out there right now making this stuff aware, because she is so important to opening eyes, and we need more people like her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's such an icon as well. Like, her showing up with them fucking yellow star glasses and just like, she looked so good too. And I just hope that after this and after the kind of recognition she's got from Killers of the Flower Moon, we see her in so much more, and she gets back up on the Oscar stage one day and she wins it, because she deserves it. She's such a great actress, and I do think she will do that one day. I just need her to be cast in everything from now on, basically.
Did you guys see, they did a little promotion, I don't know what award show it's for one of the movie award shows, where they had a whole bunch of actors come in. They had like Jodie Foster, RDJ, Devine, Lily, and they all sang Blank Space. And some of them were just reading it as like if it was a script. Lily Gladstone was singing that shit. She's the Swiftie.
Of course she was.
Yeah.
And she's so like, who else is singing it? Taraji P. Henson was into it. She was singing too. She was killing it. She was killing it. Oh, so was blanking. Oh, Dolmen Comingo was also.
Oh yeah, of
He was
course.
into it too. Yeah,
I love him.
that video was so iconic.
I need them to do that for everything ever.
I
Just
know.
give them a Taylor Swift song to read or sing. Another great moment of the night talking about music. Ryan fucking Gosling got on that stage and ended lives. It was as soon as it came out. As soon as Barbie came out, people were like, oh, he has to sing this at the Oscars. And then there was no confirmation of it until like 2 weeks before the show. And it was like, oh shit, like this is actually gonna happen. It's probably the best musical performance at any like live event I've ever seen in my life. Every single morning since the Oscars, and it's only been like 4 days. Every single morning, the first thing I do is I go onto YouTube and I watch that fucking performance because it just fucking kills me. He was so iconic.
It's so good. He performed too. It wasn't just like I'm gonna go sing the song on stage with some visual effects. He performed.
Yeah.
I was shook, bro. And there's so many more moments I'm sure we'll dive into just from this performance alone.
Yeah.
But the moment with Emma Stone, kill me, shoot me in the face.
Literally.
The La La Land reunion we didn't know we needed.
Yeah. Seeing how into it like Greta and Margot in America were made me so happy.
I'm so glad he included all of them. I think there was a thing I read on a Ryan Gosling updates account that I follow, and he said that it was really important to him to get Emma in there, but also to get Greta, Margot, and America in there because he said so many times that Barbie wouldn't be Barbie and he wouldn't be Ken without these women. So I love that he included them in there. And also the fact that Kingsley, Shuti, Scott, and who am I forgetting? And Simu were there too was amazing. Like Kingsley Benadia's Ken is my favorite part of the Barbie movie. Like, period. And I'm so happy.
He brought back that energy perfectly on that stage. I was like, they're on set right now. They're on set. They said Greta said action. Like they're rolling right now. And what I've learned from Ryan Gosling since the Barbie movie is that wasn't acting for him. He was just Ryan Gosling in the
just him.
He is Ken, and Ken is Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling is one of like the most perfect actors ever. Like in everything he's in. If you've watched The Nice Guys or you've watched Crazy Stupid Love, just his energy in everything he's in is just unreal. And I am sad he didn't win Best Supporting Actor, but obviously we all know it was going to go to RDJ. But I'm just so glad like the Ken hype has brought back to life the Ryan Gosling train because I need everyone on earth to be obsessed with him because he is just like one of the best people ever.
Before Barbie, like I loved Ryan Gosling. La La Land, one of my favorite movies ever. But like I hadn't seen The Nice Guys. I think La La Land was probably like the only movie I had watched with him in it, which is honestly terrible, like a terrible, terrible thing. But after the Barbie, he's like probably my second favorite actor, way behind Glen Powell. Like I'm obsessed with this man. Like every time he opens his mouth, I'm dead. The fucking Super Bowl commercial, him listening to I can't. Like that man is everything.
Ken is for the people, for real.
Literally.
Yeah.
And I want him to like, I don't know, become our president or something.
Yeah. Basically, I would just want him to rule everything. Also, speaking of Ryan Gosling, The Fall Guys, it comes out in May, premiered at South by Southwest. And I think it's sitting at like 90. I think last time I looked, it was like 95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Gotten such good reviews. Yeah.
So I'm hyped for that. I think it comes out May the 3rd. It was supposed to be out like a week ago, but it got delayed until May. So I'm excited for that.
Him and
I was excited. I was literally just about to say that. Killed that.
So good. And it worked in so many different levels. One, because they're in the Fall Guy coming out, so they got to do that promo, but also because it wasn't Oppenheimer, it wasn't Barbie. It worked so good. That skit was amazing. And I also want to let's talk about some other of the presenters / the host moments. Jimmy Kimmel, I thought did really good. There were some
Yeah.
jokes I was like, eh. Like the drug jokes at RDJ were kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, that
I didn't
was
really like those.
very iffy for me. It was so awkward. I was like,
and you could tell RDJ wasn't really into it.
right.
No.
But I thought the joke about Greta was really good when he was talking about she should have been nominated and everyone was cheering. And then he was
yeah.
y'all the ones who didn't vote her to get nominated. You did this. I thought that was really funny.
Didn't he read a tweet that he got from Trump?
Yeah, that was funny.
What was the joke he made and Emma was like, he's a prick? What was that joke? I think I missed that. But there's like a video of Emma and she's like whispering to whoever's next to her, like, oh, he's such a prick. Like, I don't know. I don't remember what the joke was, but there was one that Emma was not impressed with.
I do know what you're saying, because I did see stuff like after the fact that like Emma Stone was not a fan of Jimmy Kimmel's jokes, but I wasn't sure what the joke was.
Yeah, I can't remember. Also, the Madam Web jokes.
So good. John Mulaney's Madam Web joke was so good. I want John Mulaney to host the Oscars. I love John Mulaney.
Can we talk about John Cena being butt-ass naked?
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
How did we bypass this?
That is my WWE Hall of Famer right there. That's my 16-time world champion. That's the GOAT.
He's probably the only person.
Birkenstocks on.
He's probably the only person that can get up on the stage at the Oscars and not be embarrassed being butt-ass naked.
Oh, and by the way, like I saw TikToks and Twitter posts. He was butt-ass naked. There was no show tunes behind that. He was dead-ass butt naked on that stage. Yeah. So everyone who was on that stage, all the producers, Jimmy Kimmel, they saw his
staring
ass.
At his ass.
They saw his dick probably. Like they saw it. He was butt-ass naked. And that's how iconic John Cena is. Like he is iconic as hell. And I don't know. I love him. That was funny as hell. Only the Birkenstocks. Hilarious. Mm-hmm. Dude, I saw a TikTok about they were talking about it on the CBS Good Morning show. And Gayle King, who hosts that show, was talking about how she couldn't get past John Cena's knees. One of the hosts asked her if she saw the Birkenstocks. He's like, I didn't even know he was wearing Birkenstocks. I couldn't get past his knees, and that killed me. That made me laugh a lot. Gayle King's so iconic. God.
So much fun. This was a really good Oscars this year, man.
Also Messi. Every time they showed Messi on screen.
Yeah.
With the
I'm
fake
so
balls.
happy he was there.
I haven't seen Anatomy of a Fall. I didn't know there was a dog in it, to be honest with you, until the Oscars.
Yeah.
If I would have known that dog was in it, I 100% would have watched it a long time ago.
I just hope nothing happens to the dog. Like, I was tempted to put a message that. Has anyone watched Anatomy of a Fall? Because I need to ask a very, like, spoilery question. But does anything happen to the dog? Because if it does, I'm not watching it.
I'm pretty sure the dog, like, overdosed.
What?
Yeah, there was a scene where the dog overdoses, and I was actually looking at on TikTok and how they train the dog to kind of just like be limp, and so it was an overdose scene. Yeah,
I saw that the celebrities were complaining about him being there.
So fucking what? He was chilling. He was sitting in a seat.
Yeah, well, he went to like a party before too. I think that was more of the issue with the party than the Oscars itself. It's also like. Chill the fuck out. Like you're rich.
It's a dog.
You're at
Why
a
are you jealous
party.
of a
dog? Have a drink.
Calm the fuck down. It's a dog.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something else before we move on. Let's talk about early predictions for next year. What do we think?
Yeah.
What movies do we think are going to show up and show out? Obviously, Dune is probably going to get some.
Yeah, for sure.
And that'll be an interesting one because sci-fi movies don't really typically do that well at the Oscars. I mean, Lord of the Rings is kind of the exception. I mean, Black Panther got a nom too for Best Picture, which was I remember how shocked I was for that because Marvel movies never get love. What do we think?
Give me Zendaya Best Supporting Actress, please. That's all I need in my life.
I just don't know if she did enough in that movie.
I think she did. I
think Rebecca Ferguson has a better shot for that.
If she doesn't get anything for Dune, I could see her getting something.
That's what I was gonna say. I think Challenger's gonna do well. Call Me by Your Name is from the same director who's doing Challengers, and Call Me by Your Name did very good at the Oscars. So I think if it's anywhere near that level, we could be talking about all three of those people.
Yeah.
Come next year, which very, very exciting. I think she could do good with Challengers. I also think Civil War is gonna do good, or at least get some love. I think hopefully Nick Offerman. I would
Yeah.
love to see Nick Offerman get an Oscar. That would make my life, I think.
It really will.
And for Best Supporting, I'm gonna already start that campaign. Because he's the president, and I feel like he's gonna have a lot to work with as a supporting
Yeah.
actor in that film. So that'll be really cool. Any other movies we think that could do good?
I'm trying to think what else
Mad
is coming out
Max
or what.
has a shot. Fury Road did
Yeah,
really good.
Furiosa, yeah.
So Furiosa
I
could
can
do
see
good.
that.
Trying to think what
My
else.
thing is, after watching, and I know I was talking about it earlier, and it's kind of an interesting movie, but the acting in it, especially by John Cena and Ricky Stanicky, I know it's crazy, but that man can act. He is
Yeah.
honestly, this movie put him in my top 3 actors, hands down.
Damn.
He can act. He is a man that is just absolutely fearless, and I don't know if he's definitely not gonna to be standing on that Oscar stage
I was
accepting
gonna say, if
anything,
Ricky
but
Stanicky wins an Oscar, just the world would melt, I think.
once award season comes around, I could see him getting a few awards here and there just for his acting ability alone.
Inside Out has a strong chance for Best Animated.
Oh yeah, because I was trying to think of animated films coming out, but I can't think of any besides Inside Out.
Bob Marley's an interesting one because I've heard the performances are really, really good. I hope Lashana Lynch gets a nom for that because The Woman King, she was one of my favorite performances last year, or 2022 for The Woman King. Didn't get a nom last year, and that was annoying because she was phenomenal. So I hope she gets one for that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm trying to think Joker. Lady Gaga has done good at the Oscars, so maybe. I don't know. I'm not the biggest Joker fan on the planet, but Joaquin Phoenix is really good in that role, so I could see that doing good.
Joke's on you, Kraven the Hunter is sweeping.
Madam Web.
I honestly think this was such a tough year for movies. I feel like this year won't be as competitive. Just kind of looking at the slate, not a lot comes off the bat being like, oh, I could see this doing good. Because after last year's Oscars, we immediately were like, all right, it's time for that Barbenheimer war.
Yeah.
And now after the Oscars, I'm like, well, I can see a couple movies here and there having a shot, but there's none that I'm like, because we knew the minute that Oppenheimer was announced, they were winning an Oscar.
Yeah.
So I don't see a movie right now on the slate that has me like, that movie is guaranteed an Oscar yet. But that's kind of exciting. So
it is.
I do think Dune will come away with a lot, especially for Hans Zimmer. I think he's got that in the bag already.
That score was incredible. Hans Zimmer, every time he produces a score, he should win the Oscar, and that's just my opinion. Hans Zimmer's the GOAT, bro. I think Denis could get an award for best directing. I love Denis. He said some questionable things about dialogue in movies recently, which I do not agree with.
Yeah.
But Denis has made some banger movies. Arrival, incredible. Blade Runner 2049. Oh, I forgot about that when I was talking about Ryan Gosling movies I've seen. I love that movie. Ryan Gosling's amazing in it. He looks amazing in it.
He does.
And Dune Part 2. He's incredible, man. Yeah, I'm excited. Should be a fun year for the Oscars next year. A lot of unpredictability, which is always fun. Zendaya has a big chance next year. Once Zendaya wins that Oscar,
my life will just be over. I feel like I remember when she won her first Emmy, and just I think I cried for 3 days straight.
Has a Disney Channel actor ever won an Oscar? I'm trying to think. I don't think so.
No.
The only person I would be like, have they? Was Zac Efron? He hasn't.
I don't think so.
I don't think anyone's even really gotten close besides Efron.
She's coming for it, though.
Yeah.
Which is a sad case, especially after fucking Iron Claw, bro.
Did Austin Butler win?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. He
Yeah,
did.
he did. Yeah.
He won an Oscar?
Because he was in Hannah Montana and Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure.
For Elvis?
Yeah. Okay, but we're not counting him because he was like a Disney Channel extra. That's not a Disney Channel actor.
No disrespect to Sharpay's Fabulous Adventure. Thank you.
That movie is good, but
What?
I hate Austin Butler, bro. I try to like forget that Oscar exists. To be honest,
I completely forgot that he won. To be honest,
because
Yeah, I
I
had
did not fuck with the Elvis movie at all. Like I
I
did
still
not like
haven't
it.
seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
It wasn't for me. I mean, I'm not a fan of Baz Luhrmann like style of directing, but I also didn't fuck with Austin Butler as Elvis. So
I did not fuck
Literally.
with Austin Butler until I met him because we looked each other in the eyes and he winked at me and we fell in love. So now I have to stand him.
I think Dune is his hottest role, and that says a lot.
I will commend him though for his ability to change his accent and his
He can't change his accent, Jaden. It's the
No.
same. He can't change his voice.
That's the issue, Jaden.
for roles like especially in Dune 2, like he was not talking like Elvis in Dune 2.
So he cannot
As
talk
soon
like
as-
Elvis in Dune 2, but in real life he has to talk
As
like
soon as
Elvis.
that camera
Well,
turned off,
that's his
that
own
was it.
problem. If we're just talking about strictly his performances and his ability to change for a role, then we're there.
Also, he
But
did,
if he's-
he did Vanessa Hudgens so dirty, and that doesn't get talked about enough.
That's true. I forgot they were together.
9 years.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah.
crazy. I remember when they broke up though, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, and he had a new girlfriend like within a month.
Yeah. Yikes.
Sus.
New
Well, now she has a
girl.
baby, so
Yeah, and she looks happier than ever. My queen.
Right.
That's my
She raised the
Gabriella.
ball.
She's also on the Masked Singer right now. It's not like confirmed, but like I heard her sing, and I'm like, yeah, that's Vanessa Hudgens.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So
we'd love to see it.
Well. Yeah. Stream the Oscars if you can find it anywhere, and go and watch Ryan Gosling's I'm Just
yeah,
Kidding
every day actually watch that.
every day.
Wake up
For the
to it.
rest
Make
of
it
your
your
life.
alarm.
Oh, I want to do that.
Doesn't seem to matter what I
What I
do.
do. Okay, let's move on.
We
That's
were
a
all
lot.
just reminiscing in this voice.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah, it's kind of sad that award season's over, but
Yeah,
we move on.
Now it's time for the summer season of movies, which is always hype. So
Let's go.
I'm happy to be out of my winter depression though, so that's great.
I love when my winter
Yeah.
depression just turns into winter depression. It's my favorite time of year.
Oh wait, I forgot to show I have an Oscar.
Oh my god.
Oh
what's
yeah,
the
I should
winter?
probably say my friends, my very, very dear friends, held a Geek Talk Oscars ceremony on the night the Oscars were, and Fandom Academy got nominated as Best Podcast.
Did we win?
We didn't win. We got beat by Unoriginal Screenplay, which Kai is a host of. So congrats to Kai, Josiah, Connor, and Harvey, I guess.
Right.
But we got nominated, so
Whatever.
yay.
I'm doing that Olivia Rodrigo clap from the Grammys.
But yeah, it was cool to get nominated.
That's fun.
Can we say we're a award nominated podcast now? I feel like promote that.
Yeah,
We kind of can. That's kind of
kind
iconic.
of are.
Okay, so now that we've finished our Oscars segment, like CJ said earlier, we are getting into X-Men 97 era. The first, well, not first, but one of the most important and anticipated animated shows that Marvel is putting out. Obviously, we had What If. That was more of just like a one-off thing. It's fun, it's cool, but this is like getting into like people are really excited for this. It was a show back in the 90s, and now they're bringing it back. So, CJ, go ahead and take us away.
The X-Men are back, baby. We have not had new X-Men content since X-Men Dark Phoenix, which so this is very, very exciting. And it's animated, and we're getting all that nostalgia back. The original animated X-Men series is one of my favorite pieces of media ever. During the pandemic, I was scrolling on Disney Plus, just trying to find anything to keep me going, and I found the X-Men animated series, and it instantly became one of my favorite things ever. It's so comic accurate. After watching that show and going back to read the comics, is telling stories that I've told in comics I'm not sure where this new one's going, but I know I love every single character in there, and especially one named Remy LeBeau, also known as Gambit. So excited to see new Gambit content because we haven't had any Gambit content since like 2008. So I'm very, very excited. The gang's back. From people that have seen it, reviews came out last night at time of recording for initial, and all the reviews are so positive. Since they dive in to a little bit more of the social commentary, which X-Men has always been like kind of that outlook on social commentary, just in terms of like racism, homophobia, stuff like that. Like X-Men will talk about that. And they talk about like acceptance and stuff like that and how to be okay with yourself in times of that. And that's why it's so important. It's such a good show. And yeah, it's been burdened by an interesting decision this week. But before we get into that, what are we excited about, guys, from X-Men 97? Layla, I'll go to you first.
I am gonna watch it, but my X-Men knowledge is very, 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 very limited. Like, I really don't know a lot about the characters at all. I am tempted to try and binge the anime. How many seasons is the animated show?
It's like 3, and the episodes are very short. You could easily do it very quickly.
Like, I might do a binge in like over the next few days before X-Men 97 comes out, because I have a feeling I get very, very attached to animated characters. Like, Star Wars Rebels became my life when I first watched that. So I think if I do watch the animated series, I'm going to have a brand new obsession incoming. And they seem like such a great group of characters that I really do want to get to know. So yeah, I might do that before 97 comes out. But all the reviews are like incredible for it. Like, I know like a few of my friends went to, like Jamie and Aaron from comicbook.com went to the premiere last night, and they've both said that it was phenomenal and everything they hoped it would be. So I just hope it delivers to the fans.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. This has been something that I've been highly anticipating for a while, and I'm not super high on like animated stuff. Obviously, I've seen the animated Star Wars shows. I've seen anything that Marvel puts out animated. And so far they've been knocking it out of the park. I was someone who had What If a little higher on my list than most. Just because the animation style was really cool. The stories that they told are really cool. And so going into this with already the knowledge of what the 90s show was like, I just can't wait. Especially seeing some of these characters come back and kind of, I want to say the animation in this, it looks the same, but it also looks so enhanced. It looks fucking phenomenal.
And they did the same animation style, just modernized it, and it looks amazing.
Yeah. It looks really good. The colors pop, the animation's smooth. I want to talk about the one part of the trailer that I'm sure CJ already loves, with Gambit hopping on fucking Wolverine's back and charging up his claws. So sick. I'm excited for a lot of that. So excited.
And I just think there's so much to look forward to here. And obviously this is like the first, not like the first X-Men content in the MCU, because obviously we've had like cameos in the Marvels and talked about it in Miss Marvel, and then Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, obviously. But those were all just surface level cameos and lines to pop. And obviously there's some Mutant and Black Panther Wakanda Forever too. But this is like our first X-Men project, and I'm so excited. I don't think this would tie into the MCU anytime soon. I would be stunned.
Yeah.
The earliest I could see this tying into the MCU would be Secret Wars, honestly. And I don't think it would be like super important to the state of the MCU, which is kind of why I'm so excited about this. So you don't have to worry about continuity or anything. It's just like fun. Like, it's a different universe. It's so much like nothing to do with the MCU. It's just worrying about these characters and their stakes, not the greater stake of, oh, what's happening to Captain Marvel, why this is going down. You were simply just worrying about these characters, because that's been something that's been kind of an issue with the MCU, in my opinion, as of late. So I'm very excited to go back down to surface level, and I just love all of these characters so much, except for you, Cyclops, you fucking whiny bitch.
He's the leader now, isn't he?
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. So TJ saw the show, and the first question I asked him is, was Cyclops an annoying whiny bitch? And he said no.
There we go.
There's one thing about me. It's that I fucking hate Cyclops. I hate him. Despise him. But I have to get better at it. Because like the number one fan cast I see for Glenn Powell in the
It's
ECU
Glenn
is Cyclops.
Yeah, so you need to switch up real fast.
And that would just be
Crazy.
like, it'd be like, yay, I'm winning, but also why?
But Glenn Powell plays
Why?
such a good whiny bitch. Like, he would be great at that.
He would be a hot whiny bitch, which is the difference. Because like
Okay.
James Marsden, not a hot
I think
whiny
he's
bitch.
pretty good looking.
He's not Glenn Powell. Put it that
He's
way.
not Glenn Powell, but he is a pretty good
I will
looking
say, I
fella.
watched Hop the other day, and James Marsden was doing it for me.
So
Not
shut
Hop, of
up.
all things.
Hop
my
is so
God.
good, and it's Easter season. We will not be disrespecting Hop right now.
It is Easter season. That's crazy to say.
Oh my God, yeah.
Anyways, back to the X-Men. I'm very excited. I've heard Storm gets a lot to do in this series as well, which is so
Good.
exciting. Storm is so
Good,
cool.
good.
And I honestly feel like her debut in the MCU is probably more imminent than anyone else out of the X-Men, especially with what they're doing in Wakanda right now. I think it makes perfect sense. There were so many rumors that she would be in Wakanda forever. It would not shock me at all as the next time we see Wakanda, we get Storm. I think she is just one of the coolest characters in the MCU. I think her, in the MCU, just in Marvel characters in general, her power set is so badass. She can literally fucking control weather. That is so cool. And there's so much you can visually do with that too, which would be really, really cool. So I'm excited for her. Wolverine. Love Wolverine. Always love Wolverine. It'd be cool seeing him again. And Rogue. Rogue, man. I love her. Her and Gambit are the power couple of the century, and I love them so much. And I'm
they're
just
a couple. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
nice.
Mr. and Mrs. X. Yeah, it's them.
Crazy.
I love them so much, and their relationship is so interesting because obviously, like Rogue's power says, she touches someone, she takes all their power, and a lot of time that kills people. So like, how is a relationship without touch? And that's something they go into so deeply with that relationship. And I love it so much. It's so perfect because it shows like, I don't know, Gambit's like how down bad he is for her. And like, so valid because Rogue is that, she is that girl. Like, she's badass. And I cannot wait to see these characters get on my screen. And the minute that theme song hits, I know I'm going to shed tears. I'm going to shed tears. I rewatched that show probably 4 or 5 times since 2020. It's just such an easy watch. Watching it in the mornings too, bonus points for that because that's my only qualm with this show. I wish they would release it on like Saturday mornings at 9. I think that would be so camp.
That would. Honestly, that is such a missed opportunity. That would be so much fun because people would eat that up.
I know. And it would be so nostalgic just waking up on a Saturday morning, having your little bowl of cereal sitting in front of the TV. Not that I ever did that because I was not around during that time period, but I think that would have been really cool. Maybe I'll do it anyway. I'll just do it on Wednesdays instead.
Honestly, ban Disney Plus shows releasing on a Wednesday. It's so fucking stupid.
It's so annoying. Why?
Yeah.
It's like that's such an inconvenient day of the week, I feel like. Like Fridays or like I don't know, even like Tuesdays would be better.
Literally any day would be better.
Yeah. Middle of the week, it's so annoying. Like, it's not even bad. It's just annoying.
Just bring back the Fridays, to be honest.
Yeah, I like the Fridays. WandaVision Fridays were my favorite thing ever.
Oh, that was the best time.
That era. And then we went right into Falcon and the Winter Soldier like literally 2 weeks later. Loved it. Love that
Bring
era.
Bring back the era of having to wait till 3 a.m. to watch stuff.
Dude, WandaVision is the only show I stayed up for.
Yeah.
Like, I was up till 3 a.m. for that finale.
For sure.
I miss WandaVision era. We are going in so many different directions today.
Well, Wanda at least has ties to the X-Men. So valid.
Yeah. Well, speaking of which, in the trailer too, they show ties to Spider-Man, which is exciting. I hope we get Spider-Man. And also Theo James is apparently in this show in a mysterious role.
Interesting.
I really, 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 really hope it's Spider-Man.
I love
that
Theo
would be
James.
sick.
Because also Theo James is objectively very attractive, and if there's any chance we could get Theo James Spider-Man in like a Secret Wars or something,
I would collapse. I think
that would be very, very iconic. But before we move on from the X-Men, I just want to address that Bo DeMaio was fired this week from MCU, which was
Very
or Marvel
mysterious.
Studios, which is very weird. I feel like there's more to the story than we know because they already finished writing season 2, I believe, and they were working on season 3.
Yeah.
So if it was something of creative differences, I feel like it would have happened by now.
Right.
So I don't really want to speculate what it could be about, but it was kind of odd and definitely shocking news because his show comes out literally next week.
It's also very weird because like after that, he like deactivated his Instagram. Was like he's just like off the face of the earth now. Like
He's in
just
his
kind
reputation era, okay?
Yeah, he's just gone. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah. But you know what else is very interesting? Our favorite universe. This is next movie. I think it's the next movie. Wait, which comes first? Venom or Craven?
I think Craven.
Craving comes first.
Okay, so the second next movie from our favorite universe it got its title this week, Venom: The Last Dance. And listen,
Ugh.
I am so wait. It moved up its release date. Is it coming first?
Yeah, it's like the last week of
It's
October.
it's in
26th
October.
of October?
I thought Craven was coming out in November.
Is it?
Oh, is it?
I thought it was coming out summer.
Oh yeah, it
I
comes
thought
out August
Craven-
30th. Oh my god,
yeah.
we get like very close to each other movies.
We're being spoiled.
So
Right.
exciting. But
So excited.
they moved up. Venom has a title. It's called The Last Dance. And moved up its release date to October 25th. And I am the biggest defender of the Venom movies. I love the
Yeah.
Venom movies, and I objectively think they're good, fine movies. People that hate on them just hate fun.
Yeah,
they are fun.
exactly.
Tom Hardy and Venom's relationship is so iconic. It's so camp. It's so much fun. Like Let There Be Carnage. I had so much fun with that movie. The damn chickens.
Yeah.
Like I know so many people just need to see that movie just to see Tom Holland in the post-credit scene. I went for Tom Hardy, and I will be
Yeah.
seated for Tom Hardy
For
for
sure.
Venom: The Last Dance. Also, Juno Temple is in this. Keely Jones.
Keely
Yep.
And I'm
Jones.
so excited. This is gonna be so much fun. Tom Hardy is hilarious as Venom. I love Tom Hardy. He's one of my
He's so
daddies.
iconic.
And I love him so much. And set photos came out, and he was like pictured in the exact fit we last saw him in No Way Home. So
Yeah.
that'll be interesting to see, and especially if he's unlocked like that hive mind that they were kind of talking about or like teasing
Mhm.
how that affects him. That will be pretty cool. And yeah, I'm just very curious to see where this goes. I have honestly zero idea what the plot of this movie will be.
Yeah.
But The Last Dance kind of makes me sad because I feel like it'll be the last time we'll see Tom Hardy as Venom. And no,
Right.
Give me like 10 Venom movies. Like I will watch all of them. Honestly,
same.
Eddie and Venom's like relationship that they have is so fucking funny. It's like funnier than most things we've ever gotten in like a Marvel movie before.
it's just so much
just
fun.
so funny and
Yeah.
it's so camp and I love it. And that's one of the reasons I love Morbius so much. It's because it doesn't take itself seriously. Like it's just a fun movie.
I know. It's that universe, as much hate as it gets, it's so unserious, and it's my favorite movie to laugh at.
Venom carries though.
Venom
all
does.
three- all
No,
three.
Venom is genuinely a really, really
Yeah.
good film.
listen.
I still
Venom
watch
is
it.
so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like 5 stars. But it'll never be
Mhm.
Morbius.
No.
Mm. Right.
Michelle
Also-
Williams too.
Because it's better than
Oh,
Morbius.
yeah.
Okay, Jade.
Chiwetel, I don't know how to say his name. I've never known how to say his name. Chiwetel Ejiofor, who plays Mordo in Doctor Strange. I just butchered his
Oh,
name.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, yeah.
Yeah, he's also in the movie. I'm assuming he's playing the
Really?
villain. That would be my
I didn't know
guess.
that.
But him, Juno, and Tom Hardy, that's all the cast you need, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually didn't even know
love
that Juno
Juno.
was in this.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Love her.
She's so iconic. If you haven't seen Wild Child, one of my favorite movies of all time, she's so iconic in it. She's such like a little baby in it, but yeah, it's great. It's great.
Anyways, we'll all be seated for Venom: The Last Dance on October 25th, Halloween time. We're all going to be ready. We'll all be seated. But we have one more thing to talk about, and that's what we've been watching.
Wait. I just had a thought. What date did you say Craven came out?
August 30th.
Oh.
Oh, fuck. I was going to say we might be able to watch it in London, but that's a week after you leave.
Yeah.
Damn.
Boo.
And so is Venom 3. It's the week after we're all done at
In New
fucking
York.
New York
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
Fuck.
Damn.
Okay, carry on.
So yeah, what have we been watching? I will kick us off because I've seen a couple of new things lately. Starting with, I mentioned it before, I watched Ricky Stanicky. It's an interesting movie. It's quite an interesting concept. But all in all, it was a really good movie. There were some funny bits, there were some dramatic bits, and I will continue to say this: John Cena fucking carries comedy. He carries comedy. He is top 3 actors for me. The way he's able to just throw himself under the bus into the fire and do whatever he can. Like literally, he'll just do whatever, and I fucking love it. I also saw Kung Fu Panda 4, which honestly was really cool. I loved the animation. The score was amazing. Having Poe back, having Jack Black back. Sorry, saying that 3 times. It was a lot of fun.
What do I feel like Hans Zimmer did that score?
He did.
It was him? Yeah, I thought I saw that.
Yep.
Imagine he wins his Oscar
goes.
for Kung Fu Panda 4 and not Jude 2.
He get it for both.
I'm looking at Hans Zimmer's upcoming projects just so I can prepare my ears.
Right. Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4 was a lot of fun. I will say it's probably not my favorite of the 4. This is kind of how things go. But that being said, I was a bit skeptical about having a 4, but having seen it, this one is valid. I'm okay with a 4 in this one. And I'm okay with Awkwafina in this one. Usually she's not my favorite in projects. She's not my favorite, but in this, she's a little less annoying. Not to be rude, but it's true. But yeah,
Gladiator.
I've also been watching it. Wait, what?
Hans Zimmer's gonna be doing Gladiator. He did the first one, so I assume he's doing the second one.
Oh fuck!
I'm so excited for Gladiator.
I'm so excited for that movie.
That's an Oscar, actually.
Bring that
conversation back up. Yeah,
for sure. I've also been watching the show called Barry on HBO Max. I've
heard a lot of good things about Barry.
Yeah, it's really good. It's about fuck. Why am I blanking on his name? Fuck, what's his name? Do you remember his name? Hold on, I need to look this up.
Inside Out. That's all I know. He's Fear.
Bill Hader. I don't know why it was Bill Hader. He is a hitman who wants to stop being a hitman and become an actor.
I've heard about this actually. I really want to watch it.
It's really good so far. I've only made it through like halfway the first season, but really good. Definitely check it out. It's on HBO Max. CJ, what have you been watching lately?
So I have a couple things I want to talk about. First is so unserious, but I watched the Thundermans movie this week. They reunited after years, and I ate it up. There was cameos. All the cast came back. It was so camp. It was so Nickelodeon. It made me feel like a child again, and I loved it. And there was a Panic at the Disco needle drop that really shook me. So watch it. Definitely check it out, especially if you were part of that generation that watched Thundermans religiously every new episode. Make sure you check it out. That was me. But also this week, I watched the original Dune, and shit's bad. Like, it is a bad movie.
Yeah.
There was I have 4 videos on my phone of me just watching the movie and being like, what the fuck? I'm going to try and explain a scene to you in the best way I can, because I don't understand the scene at all. It didn't make sense. A space slug. It just looked like a normal slug, but it's in space. Flew up to this golden ring. Don't know where it was. Just this golden ring. It looked like some ship or some shit. I don't know. Touches the golden ring. And then you see it opening up around where it's like genitalia would be. You see it opening up, and it just goes like this. And then all of a sudden, planets start popping out of this space slug. Like full planets start popping out of this space slug. And I'm just like, what the hell?
What the fuck?
Also, the Arconans are ginger, all of them.
Oh my god.
The Benny Gesserit is bald.
Oh my god.
There's this, I'm gonna pull a picture up. There's this another random creature, which this might be the space slug. I don't know. It might be. from the beginning of the movie. Let me pull
Isn't
it up.
like every single character white in that movie?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
This thing, which I don't think it's the space slug, but it kind of looks like the space
What
slug, was
the
having a
fuck?
full-on
What is
conversation
that?
with the Emperor and
What
looked like it
is
was in
that?
control of the Bene Gesserit. So
That's so interesting.
I wish I watched the movie not sober. Just my only reaction. Because wow, it was
So bad.
not cinema at all. One of the letterbox comments that really sent me for Dune, the original one, was if I was marrying David Lynch, I would watch this movie and decide to get a divorce. So its average rating on Letterboxd is 2.8, which isn't great.
No.
I gave it a 1.5 stars, which is honestly kind of generous. But Patrick Stewart jumps around in like this 3D box, which looks kind of whack. I don't know. He plays Gurney in it. It's interesting. They still talk to the fetus too. Dune spoilers, by the way, but they still talk to the fetus.
Yeah, I heard that.
Apparently,
So
that's like a
interesting.
canon event for Dune, is that they must
Yeah.
talk to the fetus. So,
Oh my god.
well, yeah, that's what I've been watching this week. Watch the Thundermans. Maybe watch Dune. Maybe not. I don't know. It's up to
Maybe
you.
don't.
And if you are, make sure you're drunk.
Yup.
I'm trying to think. I've just pulled my letterbox up, but I haven't really watched anything new because I've been so busy. I've moved house in this last week and I've got a new job. Lots of things, but some things I did watch for the first time. I can't remember if I talked about this the last time we recorded, but I watched Poor Things for the first time, finally. Fucking loved
Wild
it.
movie.
Emma Stone is incredible. I love Mark Ruffalo so much. Like his reaction to Emma winning was so cute as well, which was
Mhm.
something I forgot to talk about earlier. Speaking of Emma Stone, I also watched Easy A for the first
Oh, I
time.
love Easy A.
Yeah.
I
Such
love
a
Easy
great
A.
movie. I really loved that. But apart from that, I've just been like rewatching a few like faves. So I started rewatching Ted Lasso. Just like a few random episodes, but I am gonna go back and start like from the beginning. I started rewatching Stranger Things last night at like 12 a.m. and I got through like 4 episodes and I forgot how good the first season is. Like when they were all babies, it's so good.
Yeah.
Film wise, I rewatched Lady Bird. I will always love Lady Bird. I rewatched Anyone But You because
Valid.
and I
Alright.
rewatched a film called Being John Malkovich, which I don't know if you get there yet.
That's a good movie, Layla. Yeah.
Yeah, Being John Malkovich is great. It was one that I watched under the recommendation of Jamie Durack when we did our Nick Cage marathon, and it's like linked to another film called Adaptation, if you've ever seen that with Nick Cage in. But yeah, it's such a great movie. It was just on the TV, so I started to watch it again, and it's really great. I can't even like tell you why I like it so much because it's such a fucked up concept. It's so weird, but I really love it. So if you haven't seen Being John Malkovich, definitely give it a watch. But yeah, I haven't watched anything new besides that really because
But actually, me and Layla have both been watching the Eras Tour on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah.
Released, 3 days ago at time of drop, so we've been watching it ever since. 4 new acoustic songs. Maroon is one of them, which if you've not heard Maroon, please listen to it. It'll change your life. It's one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs.
So good.
Yeah, so stream the Eras Tour so we get that documentary eventually.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna watch that, but I figured we should probably wait for CJ to be there so we can have the commentary as well.
Dude, when I saw it with my mom at the drive-in, literally I was being so annoying because every single song that came up, I was explaining to her the story, especially in folklore. Like it was bad in folklore.
That's important.
When folklore came up, I was like, okay, so this song's about Rebecca Harkness and how blah 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 blah, and I was like, oh, and this song's about the teenage love triangle. There's Betty, there's James, and then there's Augustine, and then every single it was
there's so much Taylor Swift
lore. Yeah, it's so good. So make sure you check it out.
Yeah,
I'm excited for it. Definitely check that out. It's on Disney Plus now.
Big week for Disney Plus.
Oh yeah, big week. But yeah, I think that'll round out our episode. If you guys have anything left to say.
I have one thing left to say.
Oh God, here it comes. I saw you intensely staring at the screen, and I already knew.
Yeah.
I already knew.
I thought it was gonna be that or the Travis song.
Yeah.
So happy that my Travis made it to the big game.
Unbelievable.
Dude,
Well,
he's coming to my school. Him and Jason are doing their live recording of the New Heights podcast at our football stadium in a couple weeks. I'm so
That's
excited.
cool.
And
That's
there's
cool.
no way they talk about their favorite bar all the time. It's Woody's. And the Cincinnati people, if you're listening, you know what Woody's is. You're not
Bro, you got to pull up there early.
What? They both talk about that, how much they love that bar. I'm going so early. Because if I get a picture with Jason, I don't even give a fuck about Travis, to be honest. I want to meet Jason. I want to talk to Jason.
That's real.
For hours on end.
That's real.
But
yeah,
oh my God, there's no way she does. But if Taylor decides to tag along,
shut up, she's not doing that.
Yeah, and goes to Woody's of all places.
No, she ain't going to Woody's. If she did, I think if she went to Woody's, I think I would have to like move countries.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a better way to react to that unless I just like bury my grave right then and there. I don't know how it would survive.
You can die a happy man though.
Yeah.
Also, you should tell Jason and Travis to come on Fandom Academy.
Oh my God, I should. Jaden, they'll see our dollars on the walls at Woody's.
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about that. Good shit.
Iconic. That's all the connections we have here at Fandom Academy. We're tight with the Kelseys.
Right.
Yeah.
Just don't tell them that.
Yeah.
They don't know.
Don't ask them about it. They're not going to tell you.
They don't know us, but like we're like this.
We're like this.
Right. Tight. Toy. All right. Well, that's going to do it for episode 9 of Fandom Academy. If you're not already, make sure you're following us on all socials at Fandom Academy. I think our TikTok has 2 Ys. But yeah, check us out. Turn that notification bell on so you don't miss any content. Obviously it's a big year for us. We got a lot of stuff coming out. Moving forward, we're gonna have talk X-Men. I'm sure next week we'll talk about X-Men and stuff like that. But yeah, also make sure that you're checking out all of our other podcasts: Agents of Fandom, Comic Corner, Cinema Sibs, Listen 3000. Is that all of them? Did I get them all? Yeah. They can be found on our YouTube or on Apple and Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And yeah, CJ, where can the people find you?
You can find me anywhere, CJDar_. Check out my TikTok in the coming weeks. I'm going to start putting some stuff out, movie related, just random stuff related. That'll be fun. Also, if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get your podcast from, please leave a review. Those really are helpful for the algorithm. So if you just want to take the 2 seconds to leave a review, we'll really appreciate it. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button because that also really helps with the algorithm. And share us with your friends. We're really fun. I promise.
We are. Layla, where can the people find you?
You can find me anywhere at FalconsNat. Follow me on Letterboxd. I'm going to get back into my movie hype train and watch so many. I think March I've decided is going to be my month of just rewatching old faves because January and February we're all watching new films. So yeah, gonna be back on my rewatches, and follow us on TikTok because we're gonna have some really, really fun stuff coming soon.
Yeah, and you can find me pretty much everywhere at jaden.cmduran. But for the most part, check out my bartending account, duran.drinks. Coming out with some St. Patrick's Day cocktails in the next couple of days here, or well, I guess time of recording the last couple of days. But yeah, definitely check that out. It's been a lot of fun, and yeah, cool.
Bangs.
It's been good. We'll see you next week. Bye, Andrew.
Happy match.